Far East University, MOOCs, Massive Open Online Courses, 3D Printing DIY, Unit Title, Introduction to 3D Printer CR-8, CR-10. Hello, I'm Mr. Zhou Deming from the Department of Industrial Design, Far East University. Today, I would like to introduce two very common ones. The price is less expensive with good printing efficiency. The one on my left is CR-8. The one on the right is CR-10. Why do I recommend these two devices? Because many 3D printers are expensive, so it is difficult for students or the public to use them. But there are some cheap models. After tuning and calibrating, the printing quality of this machine is also good. So, generally speaking, whether it is used in class or used by students themselves, we really recommend these two devices. The device on the left is called CR-8. What are the differences between these two devices? Generally, there are three different types of 3D printers: XY, XYZ, and Delta model. This one belongs to XYZ. What is the XYZ? Mainly, its platform control will not move. It only moves back and forth, not up and down. Then, its Z-axis is driven by this rear motor to move it. Compared to previous printing platforms, it is relatively stable. It is also less prone to deformation if the workpiece on it is to be moved. As we can see, although the CR-8 is small, but most of our printed pieces are not very large. Its printing range is 21 centimeters by 21 centimeters. It's enough for most printing, because we usually print only with 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. That will take an hour or two. So generally speaking, 21 by 21 by 21 is already a very useful model. It can print for about 8 hours, and even longer. Therefore, for the common users, if the artifacts are not too large, we can use this one. What's the advantage of this one? Because of its steel structure and its head movement in X direction. It is very stable. In the early device, the moving rods were fragile. They would shake, so the accuracy will be lost after long printing. This one has a strong structure. Both the X direction and the Y direction movement are very stable. The Z direction is handled by the ascending and descending of the screw, so its print accuracy is very high. Its precision is due to the use of 3-stepper motors operating. Therefore, both the stability and the accuracy are very high. Because we often need to print large pieces, the one on my right is CR-10. It became popular after CR-8. Its price is not high. So in terms of use, why do we choose CR-10? Two reasons. First, its main printing range is larger. It can print something with a size of 30 by 30 by 40 centimeters. Like this size, it is probably no problem to print the head of a complete bronze statue, but the printing time will be larger, so we don't require its accuracy in large-scale printing, although the accuracy of both can reach 0.05 millimeters. But in fact, although we use this with such high printing accuracy, the effect may not be so good. But in terms of large-scale construction, it has an advantage, because it can print something with 30 by 30 by 40. That's because it can print so big. So, in the process of printing, such fine precision is not needed. Second, its advantage is that it has 2 Z-axes. Like this one, it only has 2 Z-axes. Generally speaking, the stability of 2 Z-axes is higher. There is no problem with the X-axis during printing. It can move the Y-axis without any problem. But in our printing, the most important is the Z-axis. Once the Z-axis is printed up, it will pile up. When the Z-axis accuracy is not enough, it often causes a gap between the following artifacts. So if we use the dual Z-axis architecture, it's not just the stable X-axis. Compared with this one, it will be much more stable, because it is only one side under control. This one is bound on both sides, so it is very stable on the X-axis. Let's see the Z-axis, because it belongs to the double Z-axis, so it can keep steady when it goes up and down on both sides. And what are the disadvantages of single Z-axis? When it prints to the outside and prints to the inside, it may make different deviations. But if I use the double Z-axis today, every time when it prints, It can maintain the accuracy between each layer very well. Therefore, in these two XYZ axes, we think these two models are very economical. However, due to its setting adjustment, you must have experience in using it. I will introduce how to set and adjust the machine later. As long as you can adjust it accurately, these two devices actually meet our requirements. End of this unit. Thanks for watching.